Good morning. Today we will start Unit 3 in the O level by vocabulary, improving lives. Slide number 2. As you can see, we are introduced to some new words. The first one is criminal. Criminal is someone who makes crimes, who commits crimes. He is a prisoner, maybe. Steal, to take things from people without their permission, of course, to rob them. Thief, this is the person who takes things without permission, okay, usually from shops, from malls. Burglary, this is the noun, the act of taking things, of houses, breaking into houses without permission, maybe at the night while the people are traveling somewhere. As for the questions, number 1 is already made. If you are a thief, you take things from other people, as we said. 2, there was a what in the house next door while everyone was asleep at home. As we said, burglary, okay, is taking and breaking into the houses while people are asleep. 3, a person went into the shop to a new phone. We are choosing from the same vocabulary, so this is steal, this is the verb. 4, the police are looking for a what? Who has escaped from prison. Of course, this is a criminal. Slide number 3. As you can see, this is the story of Oliver Twist. This is the main text in this unit. Oliver Twist is a story written by Charles Dickens. It tells about someone, an orphan, Oliver, who has no father and no mother. He was left in the workhouse. He had suffered a lot in the workhouse. Then after suffering for a long time, he had to escape, okay? And there was a gang who took him somewhere, and they wanted him to be a thief, taking and stealing things from people. But he has good nature. He refused to do this, and the events of the story come on. You are not going to be asked about the events of the story, of course, but in order to have some new words and to know the plot of the story of Oliver Twist. Now we are moving to grammar. The coming slide number 4. Our lesson this year, this unit is present perfect simple. Slide number 5. As for the form of present perfect, this is, as you can remember, we took this lesson in our course book, Pioneer, Module 1A. The present perfect simple form is have or has plus PP. With has, we put he, she, or it. With have, we put I, you, we, or they. So I have seen that movie before. We have here have plus the PP, okay? The coming slide number 6. As for the usage, when do we use the present perfect simple tense? We use the present perfect simple tense to talk about an action that happened in the past, but the exact time is not mentioned. Okay, something happened in the past, but we don't know when. Like, I have already done that. Take care, as we mentioned in our explanation for Module 1A, we said that the main difference between the present perfect simple and the past simple is the time, whether mentioned or not. If we mention the time, I did that yesterday. So if I say yesterday, if I say the time, I'm going to use past simple. But if I'm not going to mention the time, I have done that without mentioning the time. Okay, then number 2, slide 7. We also use the present perfect simple tense for a state which started in the past and continues up to present. Something started in the past and still continuing till now. It has rained, for example. Mary has had her car since September. So she bought the car, then she's still having it. Something started in the past and still continuing. Mary has had her car since September. Okay, then slide 8. Also for an action that happened in the past and finished, but the results are obvious. The results are clear in the present. For example, it has rained. I can see the mud in the street. Tim has washed his car. I can see the car is clean. I have just finished my project. Now I have the project. Okay? So something happened in the past and the results of the action are obvious. They are clear. Then as for the time expressions, in slide number 9, time expressions we have ever, never, yet, so far, recently, lately, already, just. Of course, as you can remember, we have different usage for each one of them. For yet, it usually comes at the end of the sentence, usually with negative or question. I haven't done my homework yet. So at the end of the sentence, we put yet in the negative sentence, of course. Also, we can use yet in a question. Have you done your homework yet? Okay. As for never, never, of course, means negative. I have never been to England before. Okay, so never means not. With ever, ever usually comes in a question. Have you ever made a mistake? Okay, so usually ever comes in a question, but we can use it in superlative form. This is the best place I have ever been to. Okay, just and already are usually placed in the middle between have or has plus the PP. So have, has, just or already plus the PP. She has just come. We have already fed our cat. So far and recently, lately, they are still keywords for the present perfect simple tense. Okay, and they are very easy. So far usually comes at the end of the sentence. But of course, we still have some new time expressions or keywords for the present perfect simple tense. In slide 10, we have since and for, of course. Since usually followed by the start of the action. I have bought my car since September. Right. Mary has had her car since September, as we said. We can also use since then, that time, Christmas, 9 o'clock, 19th July, August, Monday. So usually after since we put the start of the action itself. Since also could be put in the middle. Before it, we can use present perfect simple and after it, past simple. For example, I haven't seen Mary since we were in the shop. Okay, she hasn't done her homework since she had a problem with her friend. So before since we use the present perfect simple and after since we use the past simple. Now we are moving to slide number 11. For. As for, we can use for ages, for centuries. Century is 100 years, of course. For a short time, for a long time, for 2 weeks, for 3 months, for 3 years or years. I haven't seen Jane for ages. She has cleaned her room for a short time. Okay, we haven't seen her for 2 weeks. Okay, then we are moving to slide number 12. Now we have some examples. Number 1, Dad has already given me the money for the trip. As you can see, we have already in the middle between has and the PP. 2, Brad has enjoyed riding horses since he was 6 years old. As I mentioned before, since here is in the middle, before it we have present perfect simple and after it we have past simple. Take care that was only is a past simple because this is not followed by a verb ing. Then 3, they have stayed in England for 10 years. Again, we have here 4 followed by years, month, weeks. They have stayed. Then, no, I have never been to it. Again, never means not. Then, have you ever visited the Louvre Museum? We have here ever in the question. Then, Tom has read 2 novels so far, as we mentioned before. so far is usually put at the end of the sentence. Then Lily and her sisters have just left the house. Again, just and already are usually put in the middle between have or has plus the PP. And remember that Lily and her sister, this is plural, so we use have, not has. I haven't finished reading Act 1 yet. Haven't, this is negative, so we put yet at the end. We said that we put yet at the end of a question or negative. I haven't finished reading Act 1 yet, or a question. Have you finished reading Act 1 yet? Okay, then I have read a few good detective stories recently or lately. Recently and lately usually put at the end of the sentence. Now we are moving to something else, slide number 13. The difference between have gone and have been. Have gone means to go to somewhere and you are not back. You don't come back. For example, the children have gone to school. It means that they are not here. So are the children at home now? No, they aren't. Of course, if we are at home. Are the children out? Yes, they are. So have gone to, it means to go somewhere and you are not back home yet. We can also use has gone or have gone. So she has gone to the cinema. It means that she is still there. Then slide number 14. As we said, have gone to means still out, is used to show that someone has gone somewhere and he isn't here now. They might be on their way back. Then slide 15. Have been to, it means to go somewhere and you came back. We have been to England twice so far. Again, take care that we have so far at the end of the sentence. This is not a question or negative. And we have been to. We have been to England, it means that we went to England and we came back 2 times. Okay, so we have been to England twice so far. Did we visit England? Yes, we did. Did we return to our country? Yes, we are back. We are no longer in England. Remember that we can use have been to and has been to. She has been shopping or she has been to the cinema. She came back. Okay, then slide number 16. Again, have been to, the meaning is used to show that someone has visited a place but is no longer there. He left the place. Thanks for listening and bye.